Hello friends, I hope you all do fine, and actually I miss all of you. Please take care of yourself and your family because the situation in Turkey is still desperate, and we have to take care of our lessons through online applications. From now on, for a period of time, I'm going to teach you through online sources. I expect all of you to study very well because at the end of the term you're going to have exam from these materials. Today we are going to study about quantifiers. What are quantifiers? Actually, in English, when you want to talk about amount of something, about the amount that you have in your mind, you need specific words. These words are quantifiers. Today's lesson is about quantifiers, but before that we have to consider the different forms of nouns in English language. As you know, we have countable nouns and uncountable nouns. Countable nouns are those nouns that we can count them. In other words, we can have those nouns in two forms, singular form and plural form. When you want to talk about the singularity of something, you use a or an, as we discussed in last session. And for the plurals, usually, not all the times, usually you put s to the end of the words. Very simple question is this. Do all the countable nouns take s? Because this is a very usual, very prevalent question that English learners want to know. The answer is no. For example, people. When we use people, we can't say peoples, but people itself is countable noun. So, you should be careful about countables and uncountables. I'm also going to upload a list of countable and uncountable nouns, which are very important, and there is no other way except memorizing them. Right now we go to other slide. For example, today we are going to study about in this section we are going to study about uncountable nouns. Uncountable nouns are nouns that we can't count them. For example, sugar. Can we really count sugar? It's almost impossible. It's almost impossible. Or water. So, for saying the uncountable nouns, we need to use specific quantifiers. The other slide that we should be very cautious about is the use of a or an, some and any. A or an, as you know, are used for countable nouns. Some and any, they can be used for both of them. Please be careful about the usage of some and any. In positive sentences, as you see here, we use some for countable nouns and for uncountable nouns. For the negative sentences, we use any, and for the uncountable nouns we use any too. About the questions, most of the time we bring any. Again, for both of them, for countables and uncountables. As you see here, we have a list of quantifiers including many, much, a lot of, little, a few, a lot. Number one question is this. Which ones are followed by countable nouns? Which ones are followed by uncountable nouns? Many is used for countable nouns. As you see from the example here, I have many books. Much is used for the uncountable nouns. I don't have much time. Okay, time here is uncountable. A lot of is used for both of them. As you see here, I have a lot of books, I have a lot of time. A little or little is used for uncountable. I have a little time, I have little time. A few or few for countables, as the example here, I have a few books. And a lot is used, as you see from the instruction, only use it after a verb not followed by a noun. For example, I like running a lot. Remember, please remember, you cannot say I like running a lot of. Okay, this is one of the points about using a lot. But if you want to bring a noun after a lot, you must bring of here. I have a lot of friends. Many. With many, as I told you, we use it for plural countable nouns. For example, I have many books. For much, we bring it with uncountable nouns. As the example, I don't have much time or money, but I'm happy. A lot of, with countable or uncountable nouns. I have a lot of books. As you see, after a lot, we must bring noun, so we have to bring of before that noun. I don't have a lot of time or money. Do you have a lot of luck? This is the question for. The other part is about little and a little, which is used for uncountable nouns. For example, he has a little money. He has little money. Few is used for countables, as I have a few friends. But there is a very remarkable point. Well, I usually ask my students what the difference between little and a little is, or for example the same case for few and a few. Please remember, when we do not use little and we use a little, the sentence doesn't have any negative meaning. In other words, when you say I have little money, it means that, for example, you can't go to a restaurant because you have little money and you can't pay for your food. But when you say I have a little money, it doesn't have any negative meanings. Maybe you can go to a restaurant, maybe you can, pay for your food, or you can buy something, it's all right. On the other hand, again, the same happens for the few and the few. With few, we try to impose a kind of negative meaning. For example, I have few students. I have few students means that, unfortunately, the number of students I have is not really good for me. But when I say I have a few students, actually it is a kind of informative sentence. You try to inform your audience that you have students. It's not about bad meaning, that for example your students are not enough for your classes, or you can't get enough money, you can't earn money, you don't have any capability in paying your bills, so on and so forth. A lot of versus a lot. As I told you, a lot of, after a lot of, you are supposed to bring a noun, and if you don't want to bring a noun after a lot, you should bring a verb before that. For example, I sleep a lot. So saying I sleep a lot of is completely wrong. Why? Because after of, you must bring noun. So here, as you see, we don't have noun. Right now, as you can see from here, we have too much and too many. What are the usages of too much and too many? Actually, too much is used before uncountable nouns, and too many are used before countable nouns. But when we use too much or too many, actually it means that something is bad. For example, I'm stressed. I have too much work. It means that the work hours that I work are a lot. Or, for example, the other sentence, my diet is really unhealthy. I eat too many pizzas. Look, too many pizzas, it means that more than enough. When something is more than enough, so it's something negative. I don't want to go out. I'm too tired. It means that I'm tired and I am excessively tired. It means that I can't move here. Too here means more than is good. So please be careful about this usage, because most probably you will have from this example in your exam. And the other quantifier is enough. Usually we bring, as you see in number 1, after enough we bring now. Do you eat enough vegetables? So as you see here, enough is here, and after enough we have now. Other one is bringing a verb before enough. She doesn't sleep enough. She doesn't sleep enough. So before enough you can have a verb. The other structure is adjective or adverb before enough. My fridge isn't big enough. It means that it is not big enough to put many things inside. The other usage of enough, which we have here as this example, all that is necessary. This is the meaning of the enough. Please be careful about the structure. Enough means something that is positive, okay? So when you don't have it, actually you lack something. When you want to talk about the shortage of something, you use, as I told you, in 3 forms. Enough before noun, verb plus enough, or adjective and adverb before enough. Here we have some examples for too much, too many, or enough. For example, I am not very fit. I don't do enough exercise. Okay, as you see here, there is noun, so you're supposed to bring enough. I can't walk to school. It is too far. It means that the distance is too far. You can't do it. There are too many cars on the road today. As you see here, it means that there is heavy traffic in the city. So it is more. The cars are more than what you expect. So this is something negative. I spend too much time on the computer. It gives me headaches. I can't sleep enough. Only 5 or 6 hours, but I really need 8. I was too ill to go to work yesterday. There were too many people at the party, so it was impossible to dance. I always have too much work and not enough free time. You see, noun here, and we have enough here, so you're supposed to bring enough before noun. Thank you so much for listening to today's lesson. I expect you to do the exercises that I will post on the system. If you have any problems, any questions, please write down your questions, and I will try to be in touch with your questions. Thank you so much, and see you later. Goodbye.